Hello and welcome to part number 3 of today's I Am Having Fun Marathon. We are having a lot of fun, and if you're just tuning in, the I Am Having Fun Marathon is an opportunity for you to learn from great role models, great leaders, and people who are changing the world. And of course, we have a lot of fun, definitely. We love having fun, and that's why we do this. And we're also doing this because ideas matter. That's why we're spreading great ideas and great principles, and amazing people are coming on the show. So I'm super duper excited to keep introducing you to these awesome leaders. I am Chris Burns. I'm your host for this marathon. Some people call me America's #1 motivational speaker for fiery inspiration and Mr. Heartfire. And I love doing this, and I hope you're having the best day ever. If you're enjoying this, make sure that you do like, comment, and share this video. I'm going to make sure that it's public right now so we can get that awesomeness going. So make sure you do like, comment, and share this video. I'm going to do that right now on my end, and we're going to keep this train rolling because we're having a lot of fun, picking up a ton of momentum, and this is just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in and you want to be a guest on the show, how do you apply to be a guest? How do you actually get onto the show? Well, I'm going to drop a link in just a second as soon as I'm done changing the privacy on this bad boy to public. Actually, I'll do it right now. Let's talk about it right now. If you want to be a guest on the show, burnitupcoaching.com/be our guest. That is absolutely the way that you can apply to be on the show. If you have a message that you want to contribute to people, absolutely would love to hear it. Now, let's talk about the outcomes real quick because we have outcomes for the show. One outcome is everyone in the audience gets massive value. You walk away saying, wow, this was awesome. I'm so grateful that I attended. I'm so grateful I tuned in. I'm so grateful I heard one of these awesome guests speak. I got something of value, an exercise, a new idea, something that you can implement. So that's outcome number 1. You find value. You say it was worth it. Outcome number 2 is for each guest, they make a meaningful impact in at least one person's life. Most likely, it'll be tens or hundreds. And we start at one person at a time because we're never too big or too good to impact at least one person's life. It's super important. So that could look like you out in the audience taking the next step by signing up for their mailing list, buying a ticket for their event, buying their book, buying their course, buying their coaching, following these people, connecting with them, having a conversation, whatever it is, each guest makes a meaningful difference in at least one person's life. And then finally, outcome number 3 for me, that I meaningfully impact at least one person's life throughout these 12 hours. I'm 100% sure I've already done that, so I'm going to give myself a huge pat on the back. Great job, Chris. Yes! I promise to keep up the great work. And outcome number 2 is because we put the energy and effort into building this awesome lineup for you, you see the value in coaching and you sign up for one of our coaching packages. You have a conversation with one of these awesome people, or you can sign up at burnitupcoaching.com/unleash your GPS for our 4-week coaching program. It's a lot of fun. So let's dive into this lineup. We did the Welcome to the Marathon announcements at 9 a.m. Lots of fun. 10 a.m., we had the free accountability coaching call-in hour. We had an incredible motivational speech. It was a lot of fun. I loved giving it. Definitely go back and listen to that one later. 11 a.m., the power of positive thinking and gratitude. Jay Oles rocked it. Go back and listen to that one later. We talked about stories and telling better stories at noon. I had a lot of fun with that one. Go back and watch that one later. Sonia Price was on at 1 p.m. The secret sauce of an abundant career. If you want that abundance, if you want to know how to dial in your career and get paid what you're worth, Sonia talked about negotiation strategies and a lot of other really great strategies back in that one. 2 p.m., designing your greatest possible self and then living it. And then 3 p.m., how to create your next successful live speaking event. Both those hours were very valuable. Packed a ton of information and concepts about how to create those things in there. Go back and listen to those later. Stacy Smith was just on. She rocked it. Authentically sell your expertise and grow your business. Andy is about to come on right now and talk about overcoming averageness. He's going to rock the house. Super stoked. Going to bring the heat and the fire. Get ready. Victoria is coming on at 6 p.m. 4 ways your relationship to food is limiting your greatness. Are you limiting your greatness because of your food choices and relationships? Tune in at 6 to find out if you are doing that and how to do something about it. Melanie and Kevin came on at 7 p.m. The alpha couple is what coming on. They're coming on at 7 p.m. The alpha couple is what they're going to rock when they're on this stage. They have been a power couple. They are a power couple. 4 years. 4 years. And they've been on the show separately multiple times. Today, we are lucky enough to have them together to deliver some powerful, kick-ass alpha couple information. and transformation. It's going to be a lot of fun. 8 p.m. the Hour of Power, running through the finish line, celebrating another successful marathon, episode number 22, rocking the house. Let's talk about Mr. Andy Audate, and I believe I'm saying that right. Andy can correct me once he gets on if that is incorrect. He was born in Massachusetts, and basically this dude, he started building shops at 10 years old. He started building businesses at 10 years old, and he got that entrepreneur mindset at such an early age. He kept going. He had startups, and then during his early teenage years, he wanted things. Those things consisted of clothes, disposable money for fun, electronics, and other unnecessary things. So what he had to do was go through a job, and he wasn't making the money that he wanted. So in January 2012, he began his entrepreneurial career that generated decent revenue. It started with a small online business where he bought and sold products from the web and resold it on eBay. Being that middleman, such a great way to make money. Love it, love it, love it. After eBay and a couple different job opportunities, he was working full-time at a small Metro PCS dealer. So that's where he got his start at understanding the ins and outs of a small business. Sales training was vigorous, and we had to sell. And they had to sell. He ranked up at Metro PCS from sales representative to assistant manager to general store manager very quickly. He passed other employees that were much older than him and more experienced. He spent more time, maybe they had even spent more time in the company than he did. Why? Well, he was different. He wasn't a regular. He worked at Metro PCS for a little over a year. That was great, but he wanted more. In early 2014, he left Metro PCS to start Progression Wireless LLC. He had to own a business and not work for anyone else. Progression Wireless operated Metro PCS in simple mobile locations. He sold cell phones and cell phone services, and he had multiple locations and many employees. At 20 years old, he owns a company and he's his own boss. And if you have yet to see a pattern in his career, he wants more. And what he's planned to do next is going to be even freaking bigger. Andy, are you ready to rock this? He's ready. All right, brother. Well, you are now live on the air. We are stoked to have you. Oh, he's busting out the moves. Oh,
man, I'm pumped up. I'm ready, brother. I'm ready like Freddie, man.
We're in the zone, baby. We're in the zone. I love it, dude. So thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. I know you got a big conference coming up here, and you're putting a bunch of your energy, if not all of your energy, into filling that thing, making it super quality. We'll have time to hear about that in just a little bit. And before we get there, dude, share about your journey, what that was like growing up, becoming an entrepreneur, trying to figure out ways to get the things that you wanted, feeling stuck, feeling like you're struggling, and then finally breaking through. How did that happen, man?
I'm a young man at the time, and I'm laying down on my bed in my small bedroom in my house. And my dad comes up to me, he says, "Andy, I'm going to New York tomorrow. Do you want anything?" I said, "Dad, you know what I want? I seen these cool sneakers. Everyone got them. They're called Air Force Nike, Air Force Ones. Beautiful." And he's like, "What color you want?" "Yeah, I got white and I got red, and I got black." I said, "Let me get the black ones, Dad." And then, but he came back and he never brought the Nike Air Forces. And I was like, "Why? You know what happened?" Didn't have enough money. At that point, I said, "You know what? If I can't depend on my parents to get it, I got to go get it myself." Now, I'm not putting my father down or my parents down at all, but I knew that I had to go get what I wanted. Those things, it consisted of the Nikes at that time. So what I did was I left my house, and it was snowing. And I went door to door and I said, "Hey, can I shovel? I got the shovel. My parents made me shovel my yard. Can I shovel yours for like $10? Some people said no. Some people said yes. And I said to myself, "Man, this is a business. I got this going on." I went back to school. I was in 6th grade at the time. I hired a friend of mine. I said, "Bro, look at this money I'm making. You want part of it?" He said, "Yeah, dude. Look. 2 little hustlers on the streets, we both knocking, cold knocking, door to door, door to door. We're leaving our town. We're leaving our comfortable zone just to go and get more money." And I said to myself, "Man, this is pretty cool. Like, I don't have to ask my mom for anything." Fast forward a few years. Now I want a car. I was in 6th grade at the time. Prior to that, I was in 6th grade, but now I want a car. Yep. I'm 50 years old. All my friends in high school got cars. I want one too.
Need some wheels, baby.
I need some wheels, brother. I need some wheels. I then go to Wendy's, ask for a job, because door knocking is one thing, you can make a few bucks, but getting a job at the time was more practical for me to get a car.
Yep.
So at 15 years old, I saved $3,500 working at Wendy's.
Wow.
And before I got my license, I bought my first Nissan Maxima. And I was like, wait, I think I'm a little different here, because everyone else is asking their parents for cars, but I don't have the mindset of asking my parents for anything. I got to go get it myself. And then after that, man, it just went on and on and on. And then I got a job at Metro PCS, and I was working with an entrepreneur that mentored me in the scope of big business. Actually having a business, a limited liability company, going legal, going on the books, having employees, the whole 9 yards. I said, you know what? I learned from him for a year. After a year, I opened up my first store, Simple Mobile. Then after that Simple Mobile blew up, I partnered up with my previous boss. I wasn't an employee. I became a partner, and we opened up locations as well. So I operated Metro PCS and Simple Mobile, and then I got even bigger mentors who taught me about bigger business. See, in entrepreneurship, there's different levels. So now I went to California last year. I moved to California to go and develop bigger business relationships to go to the next level for Andy Audate. And that's pretty much the story right then and there.
Bam, baby, bam! I love it. I love it. I love it. So you have these stores, and let's start diving into this conference that you're putting on, and tell us a little bit about it. And of course, you can share at the end with like what's people's next steps. But let's talk more about like this conference you're putting on, why you're putting it on.
The conference, there's a lot of conferences that's for mind development. I got the opportunity to work with a man that goes by the name of Les Brown. He's one of the top motivational speakers, and when I'm down, listen to me. I look up Les Brown and I listen to what he has to say. He is the most renowned motivational speaker. He is the person that stimulates human potential. Listen to what I just said, human potential.
Yes.
He stimulates human potential with his voice.
Dude.
And I got the opportunity to work with him and his team in Miami, Florida. And I was traveling, putting on conferences, events in Miami, Florida. And when I got back to LA earlier this year, I took what I learned and I wanted to bring it here in LA and give people a new experience. And who I wanted to direct it to was sales. And the reason for that was because there are families who are struggling, and they're saying it's the economy. But it's not the economy. People want to buy, but people are having a hard time trusting salespeople. So I said to myself, how do I help this little economy? I bring in the best people that I know, the best industry leaders that is in the market today, that's currently active, and have them teach us how to go to the next level in sales. So creating that platform, and that's what the Sales Growth Conference is.
Dang, man. So you said you're traveling with Les Brown. Like, how did you get into the seminar industry? How did you start helping out? How did you get into the more of the helping and running the events as well?
October 2016, I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see a Facebook ad for the Les Brown Institute. The Les Brown Institute is an online education course for you to take to learn how to become a professional speaker. I clicked on it and I found out that they were in their ground level position. They just started the institute, and I jumped on board as soon as I heard about it. I jumped on board, and I couldn't wait. This was in October. November, I believe November 29th was the launch date. And I said I couldn't wait. So I flew to Miami to go see the actual facility, to go hang with the people.
Wow. Lo
and behold, Les Brown walks in while I'm there, man. Les Brown walks in. It's one of those things where you just got to take action and things start to manifest itself. So I'm one of the first 100 members in the whole entire world. And I just happened to be in Miami. The same time, Les Brown just so happens to be there. And we bump in together. We start talking. Such a great man. Dude. I see opportunities as I go throughout the courses. I see opportunities for me to indulge more into the practical side and less of the theory. So I took advantage in the lifetime of the opportunity. I took advantage of the opportunity and I asked, "Can I go on tour with you guys?" And of course, at first it was like, no, man, you're not a speaker just yet. You're not doing the thing just yet. And I became persistent, kept on pushing to the point where they were like, you know what? Let's go. Let's roll. And then I became part of the team, man. I became part of the internal team. So I was a student, just like everyone else is in that school, but I became part of the internal team because of my persistence and my tenacity.
Damn, man, that's incredible. So tell us more about your mindset. What has gotten you to where you are today? Like, why are you so driven? Why are you so successful? And let's start diving into some of these concepts about saying screw, if you know what I'm saying, screw being average, screw that shit, and then creating the life that we really desire. How do we do that?
Man, it's really going outside yourself. I realized that when I go outside of myself, I push harder than anything else. In my business with the cell phone stores, the reason I called it progression wireless was because the wireless portion is common for the industry. If you're a dealer, you tend to put wireless or mobile in your business name to make it clear of what you're representing. Now the progression part, the reason I called it progression was because I wanted to help my peers in my area have the mindset that I do of pushing. Now, when I had the responsibility of other people to help them manifest their goals and their dreams, that's why my business became successful. That's why my business grew and generated hundreds of thousands of dollars. My first 6 months, I did $106,000. I was 19 years old at the time. I just turned 19. $106,000. Now, prior to that, the mindset that you were talking about is realizing that when I wanted more, I actually was able to achieve it. When I wanted those sneakers, those Air Force Ones, I was able to have the funds to achieve it. Now, after I got the money to achieve it, I realized, hey, I don't want these Air Forces anymore. I want something else. I want a car. That's what my main want is. So it's about figuring out what you want and going after exactly what you want.
Yeah. Dude, I love it. I love it. So how did you have any challenges figuring out what you want, or you're like, hey, I see it, I want it kind of thing? You just found that, was it material things that you were most gravitated towards, and you're just like, boom, I want that, let's get it?
In the beginning, yeah, it was straight material things, man. I just wanted stuff. I'm young. I was 14, 15, 16 years old, and the belts at the time were cool. The pants, going to the mall and buying stuff was cool. My parents took care of my necessities. They gave me the food, the water, the house to live in, my bedroom. They gave me the necessities. But there were things that I wanted. I wanted the newest cell phone. I wanted the newest clothes. And that's what motivated me. That's what drove me to, hey, man, can I shovel your yard? I put all the snow over there, $10, that's it, cash.
Dang.
No? Okay. Because I wanted it. I wanted those things. So it starts off with the material things, and then as I'm getting older now, I'm realizing what I want are less material and more of well-being for myself and for my family and the people that I care about, and also the people that look up to me.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then do you plan on staying with the sales community for years to come, or is that like what you're really committed to right now, and then you have a bigger vision that's a part of, or how do you see it all unfolding?
The sales community is what changed my life, man. If I didn't start in sales, before Metro PCS, I was working at a retail outlet, like one of the department stores. And I was an average guy. And when I got into sales, that's when I understood what I do at home can affect my income. That's when I started the entrepreneur mindset. What I do at home, as far as the music that I listen to, the content that I hear, the way that I feel, when I go into work, that's gonna affect how much money I make. At a department store, what I do at home doesn't matter. As long as I do my hours, I get the same amount of money. So because I got into sales, that changed my life as far as me being confident. Sales allowed me to pick up women. Sales allowed me to negotiate prices.
Yes.
Sales allowed me to be a confident man. When I was in Metro PCS, I was about 17 or 18 years old at the time. I was going to parties, and because I was in sales, that allowed me to be the confident elephant in the room, per se, when I walked into a party. Sales allowed me to do that. So because of that, I plan to stay in sales for a long period of time and then transition to the personal development side and help people become better individuals and seriously overcome the averageness, overcome the mindset of mediocre, and go after what they actually want to pursue in their life.
Why do you think most people are stuck in mediocrity, and what can they do right now to start breaking out of it?
There are two types of influencers. The reason people are stuck in mediocrity is because of influencers. Influencers. There are two types. You have the verbal directors and you have the indirect influencers. Now, the indirect influencers are the people who say to you, you say you have a dream or something that you want, and they say, dude, 50 Cent couldn't do it. How do you think you could do it? You know? Yeah. And then you have the verbal directors that tell you to actually not to go after your dream or not to do what you really desire to do. So two, indirect influencers, verbal directors. The reason people stay stuck in mediocrity or averageness is because of succumbing to their directions, succumbing to their influences. So Chris, for example, if you tell me, man, my goal is to start a podcast, and I want to go on Facebook Live, I want to do it for 12 hours, and I tell you, dude, no one has ever done that. If it was popular, if it was cool, someone would have done it already. Don't do it. It's whack. Now, listen to me, and I was a negative person, and you listened to me say that, you would have been stuck in the average mindset because there is no one that I know who does 12 hours on one show. So you define not being average.
Right.
You define that.
Damn, that's incredible. So how important do you think it is to be unique or express our differences? Like, is that important in sales? Is that important in I guess making progress in life and achieving what we want? Sales
is this big compared to overcoming averageness. Overcoming averageness is bigger than sales. Overcoming averageness is life. And the reason for that is there are people who depend on your ability to overcome averageness. If Oprah stayed average, and Oprah stayed in her little bubble when she was 18, when she was 19, and didn't go after her journey of becoming a reporter, if she didn't do that, there would be many women today be affected by her absence in the marketplace.
Dude, it'd be huge. Like millions and millions of women would have way lower self-esteem. There'd be way more problems, more suicides, more abused kids. That'd be freaking crazy.
Exactly, brother.
Dude,
exactly. So overcoming averageness is that important. That's how important it is. To the point of either Oprah being there or Oprah not being there. So you could be the next Oprah in your field. But if you stay average, if you stay listening to those influencers, then you're affecting a lot of people that you don't know. A lot of people are looking up to you, Chris, that don't know you yet. They're waiting for you to get into their bubble. So you have a duty and a responsibility to get in front of those people so they can hear your message, or they can hear your podcast, or they can watch your show and listen to the people that you bring on.
Damn, that's fire. I love it, dude. I love it. On people's journey towards surpassing mediocrity and becoming great, like where do people get to, or what do they strive for in your language? Because it's screw mediocrity. What are they striving for?
Preeminence.
Tell us more about that.
There's 3 success groups. You have the preeminent success group, which is about 2% of the population. Then you have the average success group, which is 95%. And then you have the subpar success group, which is 3%. Now, with the people who are in the average success group, they're striving for preeminence. They're striving to actually live out their, what we call, thoughts of greatness. Thoughts of greatness. Thoughts of greatness is the visions and ideas that you have that you need to complete. And the result of your thoughts of greatness, so quality of podcast, for example, your podcast at one point was a thought of greatness. Now, the result of completing your thoughts of greatness, reaching that, makes you closer to the preeminent circle. Now, but what happens is the outcome is that people are able to consume information in a different way, therefore changing these individuals' lives. Now, there's someone on your show that has never met me before, that has never seen me before, that doesn't know who Andy Audate is, but because of your show, they're able to know who I am. Now, this is not to bring me up or bring my ego up, but there might be something I'm saying today that might be able to strike a change in their mind, and because of that spark, they're able to do something great. In 10 years, they'll say, man, I was watching Chris's show, a guy on Facebook, and this is what happened. I was watching the show, this happened, this was a series of events, and this is how I became the next Bill Gates.
Damn. Fire. I love it. So preeminence is where everybody is it's our duty, it's our destiny to strive for that, correct?
Correct.
Cool. So on the way to preeminence, where do people get sidetracked? How do they fall off the track? How do they get misled? What are some common misbeliefs and challenges in getting there?
You asked like 3 questions.
Preeminence, getting there. What does it take to get there, and why do people like fall off the track in the process of getting there? Thoughts of greatness, and along that process, why do people fall off, and how can they make sure that they stay on track?
The fastest route to preeminence is mentorship, which is an influence from an outside source. The fastest way to the subpar group from the average group, so from the middle to the subpar, which is below. Subpar group, so let me just define it a little bit. Subpar are the individuals who really don't have a sense of purpose or a sense of wanting anything, or they may be incarcerated. These people are defined as incarcerated. Not everyone who is incarcerated is part of this group, but many of them are. Subpar, incarcerated, homeless, blind, dumb, lazy, procrastinators, and people who aren't moving into any direction, stagnant individuals. So you have average people. Now, you have average people who can go into preeminence, and the way that they do that is to have direct mentorship help them up. The way that someone who's average go into the subpar group is have an influencer bring them down. So that was like me. I was 16 years old. I see all these entrepreneurs doing their thing, and I want to be like them, but I have people doing drugs, smoking weed and alcohol and drinking alcohol around me saying, come to this party. Now, we as individuals don't want to be alone. We don't want to be out by ourselves. We want to communicate with others. So in my area, the people around me are only doing drugs, only smoking weed, only drinking alcohol. My only choice to be comfortable, to go into a comfort zone, is to hang around people who are subpar. So what your question was, the challenges on the way there. The challenge is going to be this. People who are subpar trying to bring you this way, and you're wanting to go this way without a direct mentor. You have someone to help you up, the only way for you to go is down.
Dang.
Your biggest challenge is going to be your circle of influence. Who's going to help you up, or who's going to bring you down?
Damn. So how do people get around a better circle of influence?
Direct mentorship, man. Change your friends. Change your friends. The way that I had to do it was I had to leave Rhode Island and move to California. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Rhode Island. I love my hometown of Pawtucket. But where I wanted to go, it wasn't aligned with my vision. It wasn't aligned with my thoughts of greatness for myself. I envisioned myself to be this kind of a person. And where I was in Rhode Island was bringing me to over here in the subpar group, and I couldn't do that. So I had to move, and when I moved, I decided that I'm only going to be around preeminent people like yourself.
Damn. Dude, ballin'. I love it. So the environment is a huge factor in who you... There's the physical environment, which is, let's say, Rhode Island, or the middle of the United States, where there's not much going on. Oklahoma, is there that much expansion going on? Is there people who are thinking at a higher level? By the way, I freaking love your water, bro. Hitting it hard all day long, baby. All day freaking long. Got the fires lit. Okay. So if you're in the middle of the United States, Oklahoma, not that there's anything wrong with Oklahoma, but is that the best environment for you to succeed in, and being aware of that? And then also there's the people environment. Who are you surrounding yourself with so that you can actually grow and become the type of person that you want to be? Correct?
Correct.
Cool.
Man, let me ask you a question. If you want to become the best skier in the world, is Florida the best place to reside?
No. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But if you want to become an Olympic swimmer, right, would you want to be somewhere where there are no pools? It doesn't make sense. You want to be around people who are going to bring you to where you want to go.
Yes.
That's it, bar none.
Dude, I love it. I love it. So how are you creating an environment of taking people to where they want to go and mentorship with the Sales Growth Con?
The Sales Growth Con is about bringing preeminent people, top-level players together. And people who want to be a top-level producer, be around that social circle. You want to be around people who's going to help you up. So if you're around 10 average Joes and you're saying to yourself, look, I'm not going to that Sales Growth Con, man. I don't need to learn anything else about sales. I do great myself. Well, that's awesome. You're going to stay at that position. Now, it's not a bad thing to be at that position, but the Sales Growth Con is directed for people who want to go to newer heights, who want to go to newer levels. We have people who are on stage that have gone from zero to $100 million in their company. So how can a man go from 0 to 100? Well, he's going to teach you how. But now if you're okay with making $120,000 in a year, that's fine. You want to stay around your social circle. But if you don't, you want to change your social circle and then remove that level of averageness. Now understand, averageness changes. You can't be making $120,000 and all your friends are making that same amount of money and say because you're over 6 figures that you're not average. Still considered average. All your friends make 6 figures. You're still average. No more average. The theory of no more average says, all my friends are making 120. I'm making 120. I need to leave this social circle, not cut bridges, but I need to leave the social circle and get out of my comfort zone. That's what the Sales Growth Con is doing for a lot of people, getting people out of their comfort zone to go to that next level.
I love it. I love it. And especially because I think there's a distinction. If that group of 120,000 earners, right, of income earners, that's their job. If everyone's attempting to grow and striving to grow and striving to become their best self, then you probably want to bring that group with you to these great events like Sales Growth Con. And if those people are not committed to that kind of growth, then you want to get to this place so that you can expand yourself, so that you do have the opportunities to rub shoulders with the people who are earning $100 million. So I just really wanted to be clear on that. Bring your friends to this conference if they're striving for that next level, if they're doing their best to get out of averageness.
100%, brother, 100%. The Sales Growth Con, the way that it's designed in a way to make it impactful, but also affordable for the person who only makes $50,000. The highest ticket right now is $600. $600. Right now we have early bird prices at $497, but it's $600. And for $600, you'll be able to sit next to the person who's making $100 million and be able to ask them questions over lunch.
Wow. Where
else can you do that? But that's how the Sales Growth Conference is designed. So you get the opportunity to hang out with these individuals, spark a connection, spark a relationship, and then after the conference, continue that relationship so you can grow to the next level.
Dude, I love it. And what does it take to spark that connection with someone who's that level of influence? It sounds like you're already doing it. You got onto the Les Brown, behind the scenes team, the event team. How does someone create that instant connection with an influencer? What do you got to do? How do you got to show up? What do you have to say? Who do you have to be?
Yourself, man. Yourself. That's the biggest key, man. There's no way I've tried it. I've tried to walk into a room and act like I was someone who I wasn't, because I see someone who is on this level and I know where I'm at, I'm aware, and I try to act like as if I'm over here. They see right through it. But what they do see is someone who wants to be on that level, who's on this level, who's looking up and wants to be on that level, and they say to themselves, I can help this guy. Successful people want to help successful people. It's natural and it's innate in us. When we reach a level and we see someone down, we want to help them up. It's natural. Now, there are people who wants to take us down, and that's who successful people have to be careful for. People who we're willing to help up, but their intentions either subconsciously or consciously, is to bring us down. And that's why when you'll see a lot of people who are successful, they don't want to hang out, they don't want to mentor so many people, because so many people just want to suck and suck and suck and suck energy. Now this successful person doesn't have the ability to prosper in their life.
Wow.
So when you're getting around successful people, have that tenacity to be yourself, but also look up to go up, not look up to bring people down.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant. I love it. What else do we need to know about overcoming averageness?
What do you want to know?
I want to know, how can people get the fast track? You said mentorship is one path. What else can they do to accelerate their growth?
Direct mentorship is the fastest way. Now, the another way to do it is you figuring out your own game plan. Your own game plan, and part of that is called reverse engineering. So if you're on your own, you don't have a mentor, you want to figure out your own game plan, and we call it reverse engineering. It's understanding in detail what the end look like. What does the end result look like? So when I have, for example, this Glade can, someone had a thought of greatness of creating a product that's able to help people have a better scent in their home when a bad smell came around. The person's idea could have been just this, and they said they saw a can where someone could spray and it would go into the air. Now, what does it look like? You have this piece at the bottom, you have the whole cylinder, and then you have the top, and then you have the configuration on the inside to spray the mist. What the person saw was just the can. The configuration was not clear. So that person who made this had to backtrack and start from the bottom up. So he started with the bottom to hold the product, but if the product goes in without a cylinder, it's going to fall over. So he had to create the cylinder, then he put the cap on. Now the cap has a configuration on the inside, so he had to either bring in a team or people who knew how to make the configuration small enough, or design through failure and trial and error to make the mist happen. When he figured it out and he made it happen, that's when the product went to market and everybody won, and now everyone's house smells like Glade. So it's about going from the end to where you are right now, reverse engineering.
Beautiful. How else have you reverse engineered success and things in your life, creating success and progress in your life?
Me personally, when I was in Rhode Island, the story is in my book, No More Average, which can be purchased if you would like at nomooraverageBook.com.
Sweet.
But when I was laying down in my bed in Rhode Island, I was thinking what my life looked like when I was 25 years old. I saw myself having real estate property. I saw myself making X amount of dollars, driving this certain car, and driving in an area where it doesn't snow. The snow in Rhode Island kind of hinders me in where I want to go. So I knew from there that Rhode Island was not the place for me. I had to be somewhere where I can network with a lot of people who had the same mindset. The first thought came to mind was Los Angeles. So that's when I made the move. Now I'm at the point where I'm reverse engineering. And this is part of my reverse engineering plan. Last year, I was on anyone's podcast or being interviewed by anyone, but part of my reverse engineering, was connecting with people like Chris, connecting with people like Stacy Cross, connecting with people like Terrence Freeman, Shane DeGray, and all these influencers to build my brand. Also to give as much value as possible to people, to help them go to where they want to go. This is part of my reverse engineering plan.
Dude, it's brilliant. I love it. You came to LA. This is the hub of transformation, dude. One of the most forward-thinking parts of the world, and I love it, and especially in terms of mindset and personal development. And I've lived in LA for all my life, so what do I have to know about the rest of the world? Like Tokyo, I think they're badasses. They're kicking ass and way ahead of us. We do have some people commenting. We had Anna says, influence is everything. Voss says, visionary. You are a visionary. Ava says, love it. He's totally visual. This is magical stuff. Reverse engineering. Wow. Ava, loving it. Awesome. Dude, got a fan club.
Can we get some questions in the comments Is it possible to get some questions in the comments?
Absolutely, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Andy is ready for you to fire some burning questions at his face, and he's going to be a
I'm trying to deflect all these questions like boom, 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 boom. Ask a question about overcoming averageness, about indirect influencers, about verbal directors, about the preeminent, the 3 success groups, the preeminent, the average, and the subpar. Ask any question about what it means to be average. Many people don't even know the definition of average, and I'm going to define it right now. Average is defined as living vicariously through or mimicking the ideas and efforts of other people. Now, let me break down the definition for the people while people are typing their questions. Living vicariously through. You'll see that many adults, many moms or many fathers or mothers would push their son to go into a certain field because they couldn't, because the parent couldn't. That's living vicariously through when you want to see your son succeed off your dreams. You couldn't do it yourself, so you're pushing someone else to do it for you. That's living vicariously through. At that point, the mother or the father is considered average. Now, mimicking the efforts and ideas of other people. Literally, the people who are around you, because that's who will influence you. If you copy their ideas based on their ideas solely, not because you believe in them, but because you can't come up with any of your own, you're considered average. That's the definition of average.
Dude, that's powerful. And while people are still asking these questions, and we're getting a couple in, I do want to acknowledge you, man, because you have a very, very structured mind. Like how you say things, how you present information is really, really powerful. And I know one of the key things that I've seen in intelligent people is when they're able to define specific words and having specific definitions. When you're able to present that to people, to educate people, that's one of the highest levels of teaching. So I so freaking acknowledge you, Andy. You are a powerhouse, dude. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, brother.
Dude. So Ava says, how old are you, number one? And the second question is, do you have a group that you mentor now?
My name is Andy Audate. I do not have a group that I mentor currently. I am 22 years old. I'm pretty young in this personal development world, but as far as the millennial mindset, I'm a very old soul. I have a very old mind. My body, my birthday, 1994.
Dude, awesome. What do you think caused this old mind, this accelerated wisdom?
My influence, man.
Yeah.
My influence. First came my wants. Second came my influence. When I was in 5th grade, this can be read in my book, nomooreaveragebooks.com. When I was in 5th grade, I worked with a man that goes by the name of Scott B. Scott B, at a young age, taught me this is how it is to run your own business, man. Like, I got my own business. I'm working for this guy making $5 an hour, and he's giving me cash. These people are giving me tips, and I understand that when I offer a service, people give me money for it. And that's what scaled up. So because I had people like Scott B, James J, and Metro PCS, these individuals poured into me of what it takes for me to go from where I currently am to go here. So people who are around me, who are on a different level than me, they brought me up. It is literally, when they say there's levels to this, man, there are literally levels to this. Ty Lopez made a comment on a Facebook Live, or it was a YouTube Live, whatever it was, that the top three men in the top 2%, the top 3 men in the top 2% group, in the preeminent group, make more money than the average success group and the subpar success group combined. We're talking about 98% of population, millions and millions and millions, and actually billions and billions of people. 3 men make more money than them.
It's freaking nuts.
So if the person at the bottom of the subpar group only stuck around the top 3 men, the person at the bottom is going to make so much more money and influence so many more people just by our innate ability to adapt, just by our human instinct to adapt. If you live in the hood, the likelihood of you getting out of the hood is bar none. But when you get out of the hood, that's when you go up. That's when you go up. So you'll see all the rappers talk about it. They make it when they get out of the hood. All these people who are in the hood, they make it when they get out. They don't make it when they end. They make it when they get out. Or someone goes into the hood and takes them out. See, you'll see this combination in all the stories of these rappers. Someone comes in and takes them out, or they got out by Facebook, influence, whatever, and that's how they blew up.
Damn. Dude, so powerful. So powerful. I love it. So we had some questions, talked about mentoring. So you said you don't have a mentoring group now. Do you plan on creating one in the future? Do you plan on mentoring individuals in the future?
I do.
Yep.
I do. For the individuals that want to be mentored, I want to build a personal relationship. Right now, I'm at a position in my life where I can get in touch with a lot of people. I can actually go one-on-one with a lot of people. So at that point, I want to take advantage of that and build that relationship. So for those individuals that were asking about mentorship, that want questions answered about their personal life, contact me direct instead of trying to treat me like a celebrity type thing. I'm at the point in my life where I can talk to you one-on-one, and I want to talk to you one-on-one. So, Chris, am I tagged somewhere?
Yeah.
So, contact me direct on Facebook, or you can email me at can'tquitandy@gmail.com, either or. Tag me on Facebook, contact me through Facebook Messenger, or can'tquitandy@gmail.com.
Cool. I'm typing in your email address right now. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We have people saying shared. Elizabeth said shared. Ava said young men need to hear his story. I shared this on my page. Ava says, so that's so awesome. Ava's freaking rocking the vibe. Ava, you and Andy are connecting after this call. I have a feeling. I could see it. It's awesome, dude. Awesome. So what are the last minute takeaways? Because we're coming towards the end of this, and I want you to share about the conference a little bit more, but last minute takeaways in terms of averageness, overcoming averageness, and getting to that place of preeminence.
Overcoming averageness has nothing to do with the individual, him or herself. It has nothing to do with you. It's about the effect of other people. Now, Chris may have, now I'm going to use Chris as an example because the viewers and myself have the commonness of Chris Burns. You not going after your dreams, you not going after your thoughts of greatness, it doesn't suck for you. It sucks for the people that you could have impacted. It sucks for the people that were waiting for you but never got the opportunity to see you. There is somebody, it could be a little boy that's sitting on the edge of his bed, kicking his feet while his parents are doing drugs in the hallway. Just kicking his feet, dad, mom, in the hallway, showing up. Your podcast, your live video influenced him to go after his goal, after his dream. It was a click. Now, he can't refer back to, when I saw Chris. He can't refer back that far when he gets older, but that's what your podcast did for that person. Now, do you know who that individual is? No. Does he know who you are? Yes. He may remember you, he may not. But you had a responsibility to that young boy. And it's not only just that young boy, it's other people who are looking at your podcast that are waiting to hear a guest that they need to hear. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you have a responsibility to many boys and girls throughout the nation, throughout the world, with your podcast. So when the idea, or what we call thoughts of greatness, comes in for you to go big, for you to have that event that we talked about on the phone, for you to go public, for you to create a website, for you to go into different channels, when the idea pops up, you have a responsibility to be there because there are going to be viewers that that don't know who you are now, but when they do know you, you made a shift in their life. So right now, the reason I say that is the people who are listening, the people who are viewing, the people who are having these thoughts of greatness, your thoughts of greatness are not for you, it's for other people. If you don't go after your thoughts of greatness, other people will suffer, and it's all in your hands.
Damn, man, that is freaking beautiful. So I'm curious, in terms of the thoughts of greatness, I hear some divine inspiration behind this. Like, are you spiritual? Do you believe in God, or just curious?
I believe in God 100%.
Dude, I feel it. It's almost like God is channeling through you, giving you this mission, each and every one of us, right? This mission to have thoughts of greatness because we owe it to our fellow man to be our greatest possible self, to help them rise up.
I never looked at it like that. However, what I do understand is that there is somebody who is going to read my book who doesn't know who Andy Audate is, and they're going to say to themselves, I need to go after my dreams. This black guy on this book, he said, I need to go after my dreams, and I'm going to go do it. And because he does that, he helps other people. Listen right now? Okay, cool. Because of that, he affects other people, and because of his impact, it literally shifts humanity. Did I know that was going to happen? No, I didn't know. But it's what happened. Because I fulfilled my thoughts of greatness.
Dude, I love it. I love it. And you have this mastery over the vocabulary too, the thoughts of greatness, the preeminence. You're very, very confident and knowledgeable in what you're talking about. I love it. Dude, awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's talk about Sales Growth Con. How do people get there? Who's it for? And what do they do next?
I'm going to need you to hold it down for about 1 minute while I grab my charger.
Sure, man. Sounds good. So, ladies and gentlemen, Andy Audate is dropping some freaking fire. He's keeping me on my toes, and I believe all of you are still on your toes, on the edges of your seat, hearing and waiting for what he's going to drop next. I'm so stoked to hear this. Every single minute of this interview is gold, and I'm getting people liking it, loving it, and sharing it on their pages. It's so awesome, dude. So, let's hear it. Let's hear it, man.
So now we're shifting from overcoming averageness to the Sales Growth Conference.
Correct.
The Sales Growth Conference is September 29th, 2017 at the Los Angeles Marriott Hotel. The purpose of this conference is to help individuals in sales, but not only in sales, but in life in general, to grow as an individual and make more money. Now, what sales has done for me, brother, it has given me more confidence, understanding psychology. If anyone here is in sales, they understand that there's psychology behind it. Understanding psychology, why we do things, and going after what it is that we want. So those characteristics that sales brings can be used in life. You'll understand that the most successful people has mastered sales. And they're successful not because they make more money, but they're successful because of these things that they've mastered. The ability to be confident, understanding psychology, being able to lead a team. This is why people are successful. So it's about being around people who's going to help you go up. So the conference, I could have done a webinar, right? I could have just said, hey guys, we're having a sales growth webinar. That's what we're doing. Is bringing the same people, bring the same content. But instead of doing that, it's very important to get around the individuals who's going to actually be able to help you, to be able to spark that connection after the event that you can continue to develop relationships with. So September 29th, Los Angeles Marriott Hotel. You can grab your tickets today at salesgrowthcon.com, salesgrowthcon.com. Pick up your tickets. And for the people who have trouble getting tickets, for Chris's show, contact me direct. We're going to work something out. I'm going to make sure that you're there because you want to. If you have the guts to contact me and say, hey, I'm having trouble with the tickets, I'm going to make sure that you're there because I know that you want to. I want you there if you want to be there. If you don't want to be there, I don't want to see you there.
Damn! Yes, dude. I freaking love it. Sales Growth Con, ladies and gentlemen. Go to the website right now. Get your ticket. Contact Andy. Let him know you're going, and it's going to be one hell of a freaking ride. So
one hell of an event. Dude. We're going to have people dancing. We're going to have a lot of food. We're going to have some the people are going to get notebooks because there's going to be so much knowledge in that room. You got to bring a lot of business cards. You have to bring your phones because you got to take a lot of pictures with people who you've never met before. And because of this event, expect to make a change in your life.
Dude. There we go, baby. There we go. Andy Audate, bringing the heat. I love it. I love it. I love it, man. Thank you so much for coming on today. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for empowering people with the right mindset, bro. You're like seriously teaching them how to evolve, how to raise their consciousness, how to get to the next level. You're doing such amazing work for the world. Keep it up, bro. Keep it the freaking heck up, okay?
Appreciate you, brother.
Dude, keep it up. We'll see you soon, okay?
See you soon, brother.
Lates. Oh my goodness gracious, that was epic. Andy Audate bringing the freaking heat, ladies and gentlemen. Rocking the house, knocking it out of the park. Andy Audate, dude, watch this guy. 22 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this dude. He's going to freaking blow up all over, everywhere. Awesome. So if you're just tuning in now, you're watching I Am Having Fun, a weekly 12-hour personal development live stream marathon where we share great ideas. We're interviewing people who are changing the world, great role models, and we're having a lot of fun. Definitely. Yes, we are. And if you're just tuning in, why are we doing this? Well, shoot. It's because these ideas and the thought environments and the people that we surround ourselves with matter. They matter. Ideas matter. People matter. The environment. Andy moved from Rhode Island, Maryland, Rhode Island, one of the two. All East Coast to West Coast to LA so you could rock it over here and get around like-minded people. What's the environment that you're in? Well, here you get in an awesome, empowering environment where you can learn, grow, and become your greatest possible self. I'm your host, Chris Burns, America's #1 motivational speaker for fiery inspiration. Some people call me Mr. Heartfire. Remember, the truth doesn't hurt, it burns! Yes, it does. And we're having a lot of fun while the truth is burning real good. If you're just now tuning in, make sure that you do like, comment, and share this video so that more people can find out about Andy and these awesome guests and the great information, becoming preeminent. Jesus, freaking everything he said was so just like well articulated. It's awesome. Andy, you're a powerhouse, bro. So make sure that more people find out about these great ideas. And if you want to be a guest on the show, you can apply, burnitupcoaching.com/be our guest. Be our guest. Yes, be our guest. We would love to have you. If you have a message that you want to share with the world, let us know. Sing it loud and proud. Okay, cool. So we talked about that. Outcomes for the day. 1, each person in the audience, you walk away with value. You walk away saying, wow, I'm so grateful I showed up today. It made a difference. Like Andy was saying, it sparks something within you, some new desire, some greatest possible self. It reignites the flame. You walk away with more energy, more fired up, kicking ass and taking names, baby.